What's on, everyone? I'm here with a 1996 Peugeot 205 diesel. Now, Peugeots are quite renowned for letting water in. Primarily the footwell seems to be a big issue with these cars now. So I'm going to go ahead and show you what it is I mean here. With all the storms and stuff like that, this has reared its ugly head recently. I don't know whether you can see this, but the floor is absolutely sodden. Now, the car was actually building up water from what I found was the heater box, which is just under here. Look, I took away the trim panel there, and as you can see, my hands are a little bit wet there from where it's still been dripping in. It has been raining overnight, so it's particularly wet here. So we're going to go ahead and see whether we can solve this issue. So go ahead and pop the bonnet catch and let's have a little look. So this black plastic bit here is what we need to take off, and that's the scuttle panel. And this protects various different bits underneath here, and as you can see to the side here, you get a build-up of detritus and crud on the corners, so this could be a possible problem. As you can see, there's a bit of dirt and stuff like that. So what we might do is have a little investigate and see whether this might be the cause of our problem. But what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to remove the wiper arms. There is a nut underneath both of these here, and the bonnet's going to have to be shut when you take the wiper arms off naturally, because these bolts have to come off and the wiper arms have to come off totally. You've got 3 star screws here, one either side, and also one in the centre that needs to come out. Peugeot love those star screws, they really do. And then you can remove the washer pipe if you need to, if you want to take the scuttle panel off fully. But what we're going to do is go and get a 13mm ratchet, and we're going to basically take the arms off now. Usually it's 10mm with 205s, but these are 13. But make sure that you keep these nuts safe, because if you just leave them on the scuttle panel, when you pull it up, there's a good chance they're just going to launch themselves into the engine bay, never to be seen again, and your wipers won't have any grip, and they won't be on the spindles properly. So we're going to take those off, and then perhaps put them in our pocket would be a good idea. After we've done that, the wiper arms should come off nicely once the bonnet is shut. You might need to wiggle them a little bit to get them off. We're going to need one of these star screwdrivers next. Having one of these sort of 20 quid toolkits really helps in this scenario. So what we're going to do is go ahead and take those off. There are again 3 of these. So let's get the first jobby off. You can often find that the scuttle panel is quite cracked, and sometimes you can just sort of slide it out from the screw anyway. But either way, we need to make sure that these are kept nice and safe. So again, put them in your pocket, or put them off to the side somewhere where you're going to know exactly where they are, because little gremlins can come along and make these disappear in a moment's notice. The scuttle panel is actually initially under the windscreen seal if it's never been taken off before, so you do have to carefully sort of tease it out and slide it. Being 90s plastic, you have to be very, very aware of the fact that you can crack this scuttle panel very, very easily. So just do it with sort of due care and attention, unlike what I'm doing here, which is pretty slapdash. But as you see, my scuttle panel's got a slight crack on the other side anyway, so it's not really making that much of a difference to me. Take out that rather rusty screw, and what we're going to do is put that to the side, and then we should be able to sort of lift our scuttle panel. Again, let's move these first, make sure they're safe. In the pocket they go. And right, we can lift the scuttle panel away. Like I said, the washer pipe you could disconnect, but I'm just going to move this offset to the side. So you've got one drain on this side. That one actually looks pretty clean, to be honest, so it might be okay with that side. On the other side here, we might have got a bung in the middle there, which we'll have a look at that in a second. And there we go. That, I think, is our culprit. As you can see, it's filled with a bit of muck, a bit of mud and dirt that's sort of accumulated from the road. A few cobwebs there as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clear that out with a screwdriver, and then we're going to have to make sure that this has worked to a reasonable standard in a second. So that's it, just sort of push it around in there. Make sure there isn't any blockages, because what this will do is push down any crud that's there. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to sort of get rid of this as well with a duster in a minute. I just don't really want to touch it with my hands if I can help it. Right, okay, so that's pretty clear. Right, this as you can see, has slightly dislodged the bung, so this certainly isn't helping, and may actually be the cause of our issue. But we're going to go ahead and push this down properly and make sure it's got a nice connection with the body itself, because this stops an overflow of water going down through the heater box. So a combination of this and the side can cause all sorts of issues. So that seems to be nice and firm in place now, so I don't think that's going to cause me any more issues. Let's pour some water down to make sure that this has worked. It should come out of the wing on the side in a second. Let's just hope. Let's have a little look. Yeah, so there we go. Right, the water's now draining through the wing, presumably where it should be going. Make sure your door seals are up to snuff as well, because otherwise this will sort of start flowing back through the door seal and into your cabin. So that's another thing you've got to keep a lookout for with this. So as we can see here, after pouring the water in, it doesn't look like there's any more droplets. So I think we might be okay for a minute here, and this was certainly a 5 minutes of my day worth having a look at. So yeah, no more dripping there. So hopefully the heater will be fine, we won't get any shorts. Brilliant.